it is extremely limited, but I don't think that our students would be successful and our nation's teachers would be successful without it. My name is Erica Frankenberg. I'm a professor of education and demography at Penn State and director for the Center for Education and Civil Rights. The Department of Education was created in 1979. It was one of our most recently formed federal agencies, and the idea is it has 4 key roles. Traditionally, education is thought of as a local matter, but there are some things that we thought were important to do at the federal level. Importantly, one of the key things is to collect statistics to know about are schools improving and how can we make them better. But a second one that I focus a lot of my research on is they also focus on ensuring equal opportunity and access for students of all backgrounds. We have students, almost 50 million students in our nation's public schools, for example, and they come from a wide variety of backgrounds. Some may not know English when they get to public schools. Others may have special education needs and they need additional supports. Those are federal laws that Congress has passed, and the Department of Education helps enforce those laws to make sure all students can access education in languages they understand and have the supports to be able to succeed. It helps to sort of even out the disparities that can exist between and within states, and making sure that regardless of whether you're growing up in southern Alabama, central Pennsylvania, or on one of the coasts, that you're still going to be able to access the same kind of education. One of the key things that they've done is they've collected and enhanced the collection of data on schools. That began actually after the Civil War, so it predated the formation of the Department of Education, but is a real critical way for us to understand who are our students, are they succeeding, who is leaving schools, where could schools do better. Those are important things that can really be done best at a federal level. And so most of the funding is for student aid for higher education, about $160 billion. And so really there's a very small amount of money, but that money along with enforcement is critical to try to support the inclusion of all students to enable them to succeed. Earlier this week, the Supreme Court allowed the RIF, or reduction in force, to go forward. That allowed for over 1,000 people to be laid off, which had initially been announced in March. There had also been earlier layoffs the previous month, and there had been voluntary retirements that were provided as well. So at this point, we estimate that roughly half of the people that were employed at the Department of Education January 1st are still employed. And again, I should emphasize the Department of Education was already the smallest cabinet agency among any of them. And so this was not a large organization to begin with, and it's much smaller today. I think that we stand to lose a lot as a country, and certainly as educators, parents, by the dissolution of the Department of Education.